Halo teman-teman semua, welcome back again to MonoXEN. Dan kali ini gue akan lanjutin lagi Planet Zoo episode yang ketiga ya teman-teman ya. Karena kemarin gue skip satu game lain, yaitu Medieval Dynasty yang gue mainin. Itu juga simulator juga ya teman-teman ya. So gue hari ini bakal lanjutin lagi Planet Zoo. Dan kita akan lanjut di karir mode-nya ya teman-teman ya. So sekali lagi jangan lupa di like, share, dan subscribe. Lalu juga diklik tombol notifikasinya. Lalu juga follow Instagram gue di @monoxengaming. Dan kita langsung mulai aja Planet Zoo episode ketiga. Oke, kita sudah masuk di dalam in-game-nya lagi. Dan kemarin kita sudah selesaikan yang bronze ya teman-teman ya. Jadi kita lanjutin lagi yang silver sampai ke gold hari ini. Dan ini kita langsung cepat aja ya. Nancy Jones yang selalu mendampingi dan menemani kita. Hari ini rame banget. Rame kali.
Anyway, as you can see, research is a key part of running your zoo.
Ini
In order for a vet to
mana ya?
undertake research, they require a research center. And once again, that's something that this zoo is missing. So let's build one. I've marked out an area for you to put it.
Oke. Katanya udah di mark. Dia mark di mana? Marking di mana dia? Wah, ini hujannya kayak badai loh. Ini pengunjungnya kehujanan nggak masalah ya. Cuek aja. Padahal nggak pakai payung, nggak pakai apa ya teman-teman ya. Oh, di sini. Oke.
Now, you've probably noticed that there's already a building where I want you to build the research center. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell. So we're able to place our new building inside of it. If you select the research center for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research center to the existing building.
Oh, jadi dia bisa ditaruh di...
add it to the building. Oh, but that won't place it in just yet, though. First, we'll need to rotate our research center so it automatically connects to the path when we place it.
Oh iya, bisa ditaruh di dalam ya. Oke ya.
Splendid work. Now that we have a brand spanking new research center, we can give our vets something to do in there. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Go into the zoo section and select vet research.
Baru ya, hewan baru ya teman-teman ya. Dan
here you can see a list of all the animals present in your zoo, and also all the potential diseases that can occur. Now, drag and drop your vet onto the ring-tailed lemur to start their research.
Lemur. Gimana lemur? Ini bisa research penyakitnya juga ya teman-teman ya. Mana? Hippopotamus bukan. Oh, ini ring-tailed lemur. Apa yang mana ya tadi? Ring-tailed. Nah, ring-tailed lemur. Oke. Drag the vet. Oh, vetnya yang di drag ya, jadi bukan hewannya.
I'm not sure we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and add some, so our guests can learn all about the furry little delights.
Oke. Terus? Oke, ini
first off,
let's
pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or if you like, pop them down on a stand.
Increase the ring-tail. Increase, aduh. Ini harus di-increase lagi, harus dinaikin. Karena kurang tinggi ya teman-teman ya. Place to education board for ring-tail lemur. Oke. Education speaker. Oke, facility. Education boardnya gimana caranya? Educational speaker. Nah, Ini kita taruhin semua di tiang-tiang. Oke. Education boardnya nih belum. Loh, education boardnya kenapa begini dia bentuknya?
Okay, now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animal to display information about.
Okay.
Select one of the education boards to bring up its information panel. And from the drop-down list, select ring-tailed lemur.
Ring-tailed lemur,
Although I'm sure
okay.
that last part was obvious. When you link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much.
Kok ini nggak bisa berdiri? Kenapa bentuknya begini? Yaudah gitu aja lah. Ini ganti juga ke ring-tailed lemur.
Now that we've done the education boards, let's pop down a pair of speakers. Speakers play audio to the guests so they can learn while they look at the animals, instead of having to go through the laborious process of reading.
Ini juga
One
masukin
thing to
ke
bear in mind is that it's important not to put the speakers too close together. If you do, the guests won't be able to understand what's being said.
Jadi ada pendidikannya juga ya teman-teman ya.
Education boards and speakers both need power to work.
Collect
They won't
research.
do much good without it. Oh, it looks as though
Itu
our
dia
vet has
lemurnya tuh,
completed their research
kecil-kecil.
on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into the vet research area.
Okay, research complete.
Collect your research rewards. Just so you know, vets will continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level. I suppose when you're in the zone, you're in the zone.
You're in the zone.
Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests,
Satisfies
let's enrich the
the
lives of our
ring-tailed lemur
ring-tailed
climbable
lemurs.
area
Some
requirement.
animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space. And you can fulfill
Oke,
that requirement
kita
by
harus
building
bikin
them a
tempat
climbing frame.
untuk dia
Let's
manjat-manjat
find
ya
out how
teman-teman
much
ya.
more climbing space our
Nah, pada
lemur
ngumpet
friends
semua
need,
dalam
shall
air,
we?
awas,
Select one
basah.
of them and bring up their information panel.
Oke, and then aduh, ulang lagi deh.
Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space. And you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame.
A climbing
Let's find
frame.
out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel.
Oke, berarti select mereka dulu salah satunya. Woi, jangan lari-lari. Lari kemana dia? Woi, nggak bisa diklik lagi.
Next,
Nah,
click on the terrain tab.
terrain tab, oke.
Now, as you can see, the lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space. But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you. So you can either
Open
pop
habitat.
that down or build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing
Climbable.
needs that you have to worry about. Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
Oke, berarti kita tinggal tambahin ginian nih ya. Biar dia bisa manjat-manjat. Nah,
Oh, that's a great
Okay.
climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it.
no,
Do you know
bisa
what would make them
manjat-manjat
even
jadinya.
happier, though? Nicer food. But that's true of all of us, though, isn't it? You can unlock better quality food for
Wah,
animals
tambahin
through
satu lagi deh.
research. Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat.
The lemur habitat. Oh ini nih habitat. Bukan nih. Terrain. Setting lemur food quality to grade 2. Gimana caranya? Oke, bukan di sini deh.
Oh, that's a great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it. Do you know what would make them even happier though? Nicer food. But that's true of all of us though, isn't it? You can unlock better quality food for animals through research. Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat.
Lemur habitat gimana caranya? Kalau kita klik lemurnya nih. Ada ginian dong. Musical keyboard. Dia bisa main keyboard apa? Duh, gimana caranya nih? Ini environment, ini enrichment, study book, social, genetic.
Lovely. Now select the Animals tab.
Okay.
There we go. As you
Oh,
can
ternyata harus
see, we can
diklik
set the
ininya
food
temboknya.
quality in here. Just click on the drop-down menu and select Grade 2 Food Quality.
Oke, kita ganti food quality jadi 2.
Food quality.
Udah gitu doang.
My mouth's already watering.
Oh, ini habitat lemur semua,
So, a
teman-teman.
new climbing frame and better food. Oh, you've really spoilt those lemurs rotten. Now, I think it's time we looked at one of the zoo's most important responsibilities. Releasing animals into the wild. You see, when we feel an animal is ready, we can release them into the wild. But what makes an animal a good candidate for release? Well, their age is an important factor. I mean, we can't release an animal that's a juvenile, just as we can't release one that's gotten too old. They'll also need to be fertile.
Mandrill yang kayak ada di ini ya, di Lion King.
Candidate will have a high fertility gene. And together, the age and fertility of a candidate will determine how many conservation credits we'll be rewarded when we release them. Now, conservation credits are vitally important. They're the lifeblood of your zoo, because earning them allows you to adopt even more animals. And what's more, the animals you can adopt will be of a higher quality. So, with that in mind, let's pop over to our orangutan habitat.
Oke, kita ke orangutan. Jadi di sini selain jadi kebun binatang aja ya teman-teman ya, tapi ternyata bisa dibikin jadi pusat konservasi. Jadi kalau misalkan hewan-hewan yang sudah sehat, itu terkadang sudah dewasa, terkadang tuh dilepas lagi ke alam liar teman-teman. Jadi nggak selalunya dikurung ya.
Okay, I'd like you to find Agung, the Bornean orangutan in the habitat, and select him, please. You can either click through each orangutan in turn, or select the habitat barrier, go to the animals tab in the habitat information panel, and find him in the animals list.
Oke, ini udah Agung. Nah ini release Agung to the wild. Release.
I know it's sad to see him go, but he'll be happy out in the wild. And he's a wonderful candidate for release. Young, strong, and fertile.
Ini bolanya gede banget.
Excellent work there. You've definitely got potential, you know.
Nah, si Bernie-nya ngomong lagi ya, karena sudah kelar yang silvernya, kita bakal lanjut ke yang gold.
I imagine I'd have got much better grades at school if there'd been less algebra and more algebra. Tortoises.
Kandangnya gede-gede semua. Ada ininya
so
juga
far,
ya.
We've done a lot of work with habitat animals, but now it's time to learn all about exhibit animals.
Exhibit animals.
Let's build a brand new exhibit.
Oke, bikin
I've
a
marked
brand
an
new
area for our
exhibit.
new exhibit.
Okay.
How about we head over there? Lovely. Now let's build a new exhibit in the gap that's been left. Just add it to the building like we did with the research center earlier. then pop it into the
Semua
gap.
animal exhibits, terus Planet Zoo exhibit medium semua. Nah, kok nggak bisa? Build a new exhibit, oke. Exhibit. Oh, exhibit tuh kayak gini. Adopt a gila monster. Gila monster? Duh. Request nggak bisa juga. Loh, ini gimana nih? Exhibit itu kayak yang kayak di ini ya, yang di tuh dia jadinya kayak di pamerin gitu loh.
Lovely. Now let's build a new exhibit in the gap that's been left. Just add it to the building like we did with the research center earlier. Then pop it into the gap.
Bentar, ini kok nggak bisa ya? Oh, bisa nih?
Perfect. The next thing to do is adopt an exhibit animal to go in there. How about a Gila monster? Open up the exhibit trading section and adopt one.
Oh, jadi beda ya, exhibit trading sama animal trading, teman-teman. Nah, ini gila monster. Wah, apa ini? Adopt.
Just as we do with habitat animals, we need to send the Gila monster to the exhibit. Click on the exhibit to send it there.
Okay.
When you send an animal to an exhibit, it'll automatically be given the correct setup. But that doesn't mean it's completely ready for them. So let's finish it off. We'll start by adding some enrichment items. Click on the exhibit to bring up its information panel. Good. Now click on the layout tab.
Okay. Layout.
Oh, well, it looks like we've only got the enrichment level 1 items unlocked at the moment. Never mind, let's turn on at least one of them for the Gila monster.
Okay, gimana?
As I'm sure you know by now, you can unlock more enrichment levels by having one of your vets do some research. Now we'll also need to set the temperature and humidity in the exhibit. These are vitally important for keeping our Gila monster happy and comfortable. Click on the Climate tab. Here you can see the Gila monster's desired temperature and humidity. You can change both of these by adjusting the dials below. Make sure it's going to be nice and cozy.
Oke, ini sudah. Humidity-nya harusnya turun. Humidity-nya harus berapa persen nih? Ini gila monster belum keluar nih. Oke, 27 belum, mungkin 21.
That's the ticket. And the last thing we need to look at is setting up the different windows. So click on the Windows tab.
Okay.
You can edit and customize any of the windows on an exhibit. A window can be closed and blank, or have a 2-dimensional background, or even a 3-dimensional background on it. Why don't you have a play around with the options? There's also an exhibit education board. Pop them down near exhibits to teach your guests about them. Let's add one now.
Oke, kita bikin jadi ini aja. Kalau gini nggak kelihatan dong dari luar ya. Oke. Terus place one exhibit board. Oke, ke facilities. Oh, ini dia exhibit education board. Oke. Dah. Oh iya, ini harus dipencet dulu ya. Nah, gila monster.
Lovely
Oke,
stuff. Now our guests
beres.
can learn all about our venomous friend here.
Mana
Right,
gila monster?
now I've got a bit of a big job for you.
Oke,
I need you to
gila monsternya
increase
belum
the
ada
number
deh.
of species in the zoo.
Ya, dia pindah.
You'll probably want to adopt both habitat and exhibit animals to do so, which will mean building plenty of new habitats and exhibits for them. Go on, off you pop. I'll check in with you when you're almost done.
Mana? Gila monsternya nggak ada. Gila monsternya nggak ada. Padahal gue pengen lihat itu hewannya gimana. Oke, ternyata bisa exhibit gitu juga ya teman-teman ya. Tadi kerasaan ada exhibit yang lain deh. Yang belum ada. Nah, ini kayak gini nih. Ini berarti kita bisa nih. Nah, ini tadi gue lupa caranya. Nah, ini ada banyak kan nih. Kita coba masukin. Gue lihat frog. Gila monster udah. Dayan ini udah. Siput. Kita tambahin ini aja lah ya. Adopt, oke. Nah, ini climate-nya diturunin sedikit. Oke, 29 derajat. Terus ininya juga turunin sedikit. Mungkin ke 60-an ya. Kurang sedikit. Oke. Humidity-nya udah. Layout-nya ininya kasih semua. Enrichment-nya. Animals-nya sudah ada satu. Windows-nya itu ya gitu aja lah ya. Oke, nah kan gue udah bisa bikin lagi tuh satu lagi jadinya. Oh, itu dia tuh iguananya. Aduh, kameranya sedikit susah nih kendalinnya, teman-teman. Nah, tuh ada iguana. Tapi gua ngeri ya sama hewan-hewan yang kayak kadal gini bentuknya. Nggak tahu kenapa rada jijik gitu. Rada takut. Nah, ini kita juga kasihin facilities, kasihin ini education board-nya. Udah. Terus ini education board-nya kita kasih laser. Nah, sudah bisa, sudah mulai ngerti ya teman-teman ya. Oke, kita lanjut lagi. Oh, ini yang tadi research-nya. Oke, sekarang kita have at least 12 species in zoo. Oke. Masih ada tempat kosong apa? Kita ke zoo-nya aja. Finance, zoo overview. Most appealing Borneo orang utan. Udah ada HTM segala macem, educationnya sudah ada semua, flight research, animalsnya sudah tambahin 12 spesies. Nah, berarti kita harus bikin baru ya. Oh, di sini nih pasti disuruh bikin baru nih. Kita bikin apa ya teman-teman? Barrier bukan. Kayaknya bikin jalannya dulu deh. Itu karena pakai kayu-kayu semua, kayaknya cocoknya pakai kayu ginian ya. Oh, yang ini. Oke. Ini supaya masih bisa dapat airnya nih. Oke. Kita tambahin barrier dulu mungkin. Habitat ntar lagi. Kita punya hewan apa ya yang baru? Rewards-nya nggak ada. Terus historinya. Animal market. Tapir. Kita masukin tapir. Oke, tapir. Terus kita masukin apa lagi? Ini bonobo semua. Bonean orang hutan. Hipopotamus. Gue udah ada di hipopotamus belum ya? Kayaknya belum ada deh temen-temen. Oh, udah ada deh. Sudah, ternyata sudah ada. Berarti kita ambil apa dong? Bayar tapir. Tapir boleh, cuman gua nggak tahu ya. Aduh, ini banyak banget. Mandril udah. Atau mungkin gue tinggal tambahin ininya doang kali ya, hewannya. Karena kan 12 spesies, tapi 12 spesies itu berarti spesies baru teman-teman. Berarti memang gue harus bikin hipopotamus. Tapir. Oke. Gue mau cari dulu, kita bikin barriernya dulu. Tapir mungkin kita bakal barrier dari sini ya.
A few moments later.
Flame-proof nggak usah. Daunnya glass. Nah, kasih glass. Oke, kita siapkan satu tempat untuk si tapir. Tapir itu butuh apa aja? Gue harus buka Zoopedianya ya. Tapir, Bears tapir, endangered. Oke, udah semua. Kita cek dia punya environmentnya, coveragenya kurang. Oke, berarti kita harus tambahin rumput. Nature, gardening, rocks, plant. Kontinennya South Central America, tropical, temperate, biomet tropical, temperate grassland. Oke, ini dia semua ini ya, pohon-pohonnya ya. Gede banget tapi itu. Nah, pasti namanya tapir suka berenang-berenang ya teman-teman ya. Cuma masih kurang, kita tambahin lagi. Tambahin plan-plannya dulu ya. Wah, ini gede banget. Polytree. Coconut. Nah, udah 100%. Oke. Terrainnya hard shelter. Oh iya, belum ada shelternya temen-temen. Spesiesnya bird tapir. Nah, oke, udah ada hard shelter, tapi kurang. Jelek. Kurang juga. To cover. Oh iya, karena kan ada banyak ya hewannya ya. Tapi ini jelek banget ngambang gini. Oke. Terrainnya, grass shortnya, grass longnya, soilnya kurang sedikit soil. Grass longnya tambah dikit. Udah bener semua sih ya. Wow, seneng kan dia. Terus habitat jangan lupa kasih dia tempat makan. Terus water stationnya juga jangan lupa. Reset stationnya udah. Udah semua. Oke, tinggal sama enrichmentnya belum ada sih. Toys, ada toysnya juga. Tire, kasihin ban. Kasihin ban. Sprinkler. Nah, biar nyala. Large barrel biar mereka bisa main. Suhunya udah pas belum ya? Nah, pokoknya sudah lumayan. Nah, inilah gunanya gue udah belajar ya teman-teman ya, untungnya ya. Jadinya nggak terlalu kagok banget. Nah, Tapir bisa main-main deh. Oke, cuman kayaknya kita nggak bisa selesaikan langsung ya teman-teman ya, karena jatuhnya gue harus nambahin spesies-spesies lain teman-teman, dan gue harus bikin kandang baru ya. Jadi ini lumayan, gue sudah mulai bisa bikin satu kandang. Jadi thank you banget yang sudah nonton. Kita ketemu lagi di video berikutnya ya. Jadi gue akan lanjutkan lagi di part keempat nanti. Gue akan bikin kandang yang lain dan gue harus research hewan-hewan yang lainnya dulu. So sekali lagi thank you banget yang sudah nonton. Jangan lupa di like, share, dan subscribe. Lalu juga diklik tombol notifikasinya biar dapat update kalau misalkan gue baru upload video yang baru setiap harinya. So kita ketemu lagi di video berikutnya. See you guys and bye-bye. She's a